So getting right into it, we're going to start by preparing our rosemary. So what I am doing is I am adding, I did like 2 1/3 of olive oil and the avocado oil into the pot. And then I did 2 of the 1/3 of just some dry rosemary. And I put that in the pot and allowed that to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so the oils can absorb the nutrients from the rosemary and to soften the rosemary as well. And I did it on low heat. You do not want it to be on high because you do want to have the nutrients of the herb to seep in through the oil. If you do it too hot, then it just defeats the entire purpose. So that's what we're going to first start by doing. And just to give you guys a background as far as the benefits of the items that I am using, for avocado oil, all the oils again that I'm using, they are carrier penetrating oils, which means that it allows the oils to carry the nutrients from, or absorb the nutrients from the herbs or the powders into the oil, so that way the oil that you're making actually has the benefits and the properties of the powders and the herbs that it's been mixed in with. So avocado oil is great for softening your hair cuticles. It reduces friction. It's conditioning to your hair. It is a heavier oil. Both the avocado oil and the olive oil are pretty like heavyweight oils. So the oil will end result be pretty like kind of thick. I do also add the almond oil later on. I didn't add it into the pot just because I didn't have that much of it, so I wanted to preserve it just for later on. The almond oil is going to be a lighter weight oil, so it kind of gives it a balance, so that the oil is going to be thick, but it's also going to be not super like heavy weighted on your hair. And then so olive oil, it softens your hair, it smooths your cuticles, it lubricates your hair, and it soaks the properties of the powders. So again, it's a great oil for infusing herbs or powders to create a hair oil. And then almond oil is lightweight. It also helps with length retention, and it's also helps make your hair shiny and penetrating oils as well. So again, as the rosemary is simmering over the pot with the oils, you just want to stir it in every so often, just to make sure that all the herbs are consumed in the oils and that they're all being mixed in with each other. And then as that was going on, as it was continuing to simmer, I started to add my powders into my mason jar. And so I did about third, I believe it was probably about it was like a third. Yeah, I think it was my third. I did a third of each powder. So I did a third of Fenugreek, Amla, Neem, and the Bhringraj powder. And so this is my first time actually using the Neem and the Bhringraj, as well as mixing it with the rosemary. I have done a hair oil with just the Fenugreek and the Amla powder. So I am excited to see how this hair oil mixture that I'm creating in this video turns out. But just a background, Fenugreek is great for strengthening your hair. It's a rich source of iron and protein and promotes hair growth. The neem is antibacterial properties that helps to prevent scalp damage. It hydrates your scalp. It also prevents premature graying, as well as the Bhringraj powder. It prevents hair loss. It promotes hair growth by stimulating blood circulation. It also nourishes and strengthens your hair follicles. The rosemary is great for stimulating your hair follicles as well, making your hair healthy, thick, and also helps with hair growth. And the Amla powder is rich in vitamins. It helps improve blood circulation, and it prevents hair from falling out, and also prevents premature graying as well, and is very conditioning to your hair and your scalp. So I'm excited to do this mixture. So again, I'm mixing them all in. I actually end up adding my hair oils to the mason jar after allowing it to cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want to make sure it's cool because it is going into a glass jar. And then I added more oils in there. So I was adding more olive oil, more avocado oil to fill in that space, and as well as the almond oil. And then I gave it a good mixture in the mason jar. And when you're doing this, make sure you are mixing it all together and you don't leave any lumps of the powder at all. You know, you want to look at the jar. I looked at it, shook it up a little bit just to make sure that it was all mixed in. And then I also end up adding the dry herbs as well, so that it can still continue to just pull the nutrients from those herbs into my hair oil. You're gonna have this you can leave it for about 48 hours and, you know, use it. I personally would prefer or suggest leaving it for about a month, at minimum a month, to really get all the nutrients from the powders and the herbs into the hair oil. And it's the best, you know, end result that way, and you get more out of it by creating the hair oil. And because of the jar that I'm using, I believe that the jar is about 24 ounces, maybe 32 ounces. So it's a pretty big jar. That you see here is going to last me for some months, because I'm only adding it and massaging it into my hair 2 to 3 times a week. You do not need to put this in your hair every single day. That's how beneficial the nutrients of each herb and the powders are. You don't need to do it every single day. It's not that excessive. 2 to 3 times, maybe even 4, you know, in a good massage when you're adding it in there. It's great, so you don't have to do it all the time. And once it reaches like its capacity, the 4 weeks or 5, however long you decide to allow it to sit, you're just going to strain it and separate the oils from the powders and the herbs. And the beauty of it is you actually can still add more hair oil, add more like olive oil and avocado oils or almond oils, whatever oils you use, to that same powder and herb, and allow it to sit again, soak up those nutrients, because it will last you at least 2 rounds, I would say. And so this is how the oil end up looking after about 2 weeks of me allowing it to sit. I am going to allow mine to sit for another 2 to 3 weeks and then separate it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.